Hi, are you looking for a low-calorie snack? Well, popcorn can be one of those low-calorie snacks. As long as you don't add a lot of extra oils and butters to it, then it's pretty reasonable as far as the calories go. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and make this yummy snack and still be able to add some flavor to it so that you can enjoy your popcorn without going over budget on the calories. Now I know there's lots of different ways to make popcorn. You can cook it on the stove in oil. There's special popcorn makers, the air poppers, microwave popcorn in a bag. So lots of different ways to make popcorn, but my favorite way to make popcorn is in this popcorn bowl, and it's the Nordic Popcorn Bowl. I actually got this one at Target, and it comes with a lid, and then just stick it in the microwave like this. So I really do like this. There's one that's very similar, and it's called the Presto Popcorn Maker. You actually have a little piece of paper on the bottom. It's an optional paper. It's called a condenser. You can put some popcorn in there, and it's supposed to make your popcorn pop up a little bit more. But I really like this one the best. This is the second one. I wore out my first one, so I really do like this. You have the option of using oil or just using it like this, and I love that you can just pop up your popcorn and have it in the bowl ready to serve. So fun way to make popcorn. Now, like I said, the main thing about making the popcorn low calorie is not adding the extra oils and butters. So how is it that you can still make popcorn that tastes really well? I'm going to show you, but some of the ideas I have are that you're going to use the cooking spray versus the oil and the butter. This actually does come in a butter flavored, but this works fine for me. So since I use this for most of my cooking, it's what I use for my popcorn. I definitely have the basic Jolly Time butter seasoning, so that's one good go-to. And then there's several different flavors. I think there's probably about 8 different flavors that you can buy that are the Kernel seasonings. So this one's the kettle corn, and this one is the ranch, and this one is the Nacho Cheddar. And there's others, of course, and I just like things that seem more like a snack rather than a meal. So those are good. And then I also like this chili powder with lemon. This is really good. This is probably one of my favorites. And then I also just use a cinnamon flavor with a seasoning, packet of sweetener, and then salt. I try to stay away from the salt. A lot of it already has a salty flavor to it, so adding salt just kind of adds to that water retention. So I try and stay away from the salt. Don't add too much of that. So the seasonings that you add to the popcorn are definitely going to help with making it low-cal snack. Okay, so the question is, how low-cal is popcorn really? Again, without adding all the butters and the oils, just the popcorn itself when it's popped. If this Jolly Time bag of popcorn, if I turn it over and I look at the nutritional value of it, it says that 1 cup of popcorn is 20 calories. And so that does make it a pretty nutritional snack, or at least a low-calorie snack. I looked online, and some of the other numbers that I'm reading are probably more around 30 calories per cup, and if you add the oil, more like 55. But still, overall, as long as you, again, don't overindulge, it's a pretty low-calorie snack. Okay, so I want to show you how easy it is to make popcorn in this popcorn maker. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray some cooking oil on the bottom. Now, I don't have to. I can leave it completely dry, but the reason that I want to put that on there is because I want the seasonings to stick to the popcorn. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of popcorn here. 1, 2, 3. Notice how they're a little bit heaping. Okay, so I went ahead and put the popcorn in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose a seasoning. Now, the Jolly Time, I like the Jolly Time butter seasoning versus some of the other ones. So if I was just going to make buttered popcorn, I would just go ahead and sprinkle this. I might even just use this as a base for other popcorn. I'll go ahead and sprinkle it just lightly. But depending on your taste, put as much as you'd like. There is 0 calories in this, so by adding the seasoning, I'm not adding the calories. So what I'm really going to do this time, though, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this one the cinnamon flavor. So I went ahead and I put a little bit of butter, and I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon in there. And then I'm going to use just a half a packet to a packet of the artificial sweetener. Again, no calories in any of it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stir it up so that it's a little bit coated, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it and then put it in the microwave. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the popcorn popper in the microwave, and I'm going to go ahead and set it for 3 minutes. And as it's cooking, I'm going to be listening for the ending of the cycle. Towards the end, the kernels won't be popping as closely together. There's probably going to be like about a second in between, and that's when I know it's going to be ready. I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And so this has been a little over a minute and a half. And you can still see it's still popping. Now remember, this was not as much popcorn as the last one, but it still smells really good. Now if you find that your popcorn doesn't have as much flavor as you'd like for it to have, and remember, it's not meant to have a lot of extra flavor that you would normally find in the butter and in the oil. It's just to give the plain popcorn a little bit of taste. But if you still feel like you need to add a little bit of extra, the big thing with adding more is you want it to be able to stick. So you could still go back and spray a little bit more and add a little bit more seasoning if you wanted, in this case the cinnamon. So then it's ready to go. Okay, so now I want to show you how I do the chili powder with a lemon. It's basically the same thing. I go ahead and I spray and I coat it really good. And then I do my 3 tablespoons of popcorn. And what I'm going to do this time though is I'm actually going to spray a little bit more on top, because this one really does kind of stick more to the bottom of the bowl than the other. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of cover how much, however much you think you'd like. It's good for me. Maybe a little sprinkle of salt, not too much there. I'm going to go ahead and cover it up. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and pop it in the microwave. Now, it looks like my microwave is averaging probably about 2.5 minutes for the 3 tablespoons of popcorn. And your microwave might vary a little bit. So again, just listen to the kernels and your popcorn will pretty much tell you when it's done. Okay, so this was the chili and lemon. I went ahead and cooked it for 2.5 minutes in the microwave, and it's perfect, ready for me to munch away. All right, well, I love the chili and lemon the best. It is the hardest to clean up after, so I'm willing to make the sacrifice, so try it out. You know, the other thing is you can always just go to your spice cabinet and pull out whatever you have in there and just kind of experiment with it. This is cumin, some chili powder, paprika, garlic salt. They're just not seasonings that or flavors that I prefer to use. So I kind of stick with these others. Now I'm going to show you one last popcorn. And like I said, I have the Nacho Cheddar, I have the ranch, and I have the kettle corn. I think I'm going to go with something a little bit cheesy. So I'm going to go ahead and again, same procedure. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray it. I'm going to do my 3 tablespoons. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle to whatever your personal flavor, you know, however you like it. I like it. And I think I'm going to add just a dash of salt. I'm going to go ahead and cover it up and cook it for the 2.5 to 3 minutes. Okay, so here's the Nacho Cheddar. And I did cook it the 2.5 minutes, but what I found is that it doesn't really have enough flavor for me. So I am going to go ahead and spray a little extra, and then I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit extra so that it's got more of a cheddar taste to it. Okay, so after I made each batch of popcorn, I went ahead and bagged it up and labeled it so I would have a snack for later. This was the cinnamon flavor, the chili and lemon, and the original butter flavor that I made. Now these have no extra calories by adding the flavoring to them. The only calories that are here are the calories from the popcorn itself. Now I went back and I looked at the Kernel seasonings label because the Jolly Time butter seasoning did not have any calories. I kind of assumed that these didn't, but in looking at them, they do. So make sure that you check your label before you add extra seasoning to it. But I do have the Nacho Cheddar, the ranch flavor, and the kettle corn. With these, I'm just gonna have to be more careful and definitely not eat the whole bag. The popcorn itself If you figure that 3 tablespoons of popcorn makes about 5 cups of popcorn, then that would make, and at about 30 calories a cup, that would make this bag only about 150 calories. So I could sit here and just chow down and really not have to worry about taking in too many calories. So anyways, yummy snack, very inexpensive. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.